It's been that kind of day. It's been great. I'll admit it. I'm Aww. Look, I got R8RBEAR riding side saddle. I see you right there. Often imitated, never duplicated. That fool with no head that shouts like Ric Flair. Woo! What? Woo! You heard me. The R8RBEAR. R8RBEAR. All right. Alexa, hush. All right, so what's up, family? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you all tuning in as usual for R8RBEAR around here. And I want to take a moment and recognize who came in first, who came in second, third, so on and so forth. Here we go. And now, without further ado, I would like to get it started with YouTube. First place tonight, our gold medalist in the YouTube category, Jim Vanderland. Sup, brother, always there for R8RBEAR. Second place, my good friend, Lucky Pace. Wait a minute. The third person's not even showing up on my screen. Okay, there we go. And James and Princetta Walker. All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. But we have a new gold medalist tonight. It is no longer Mr. Russell. It is Jake Bumpus. I love that name. Jake, what's up, brother? Long time no talk. You've been gone for a minute. I missed you. Second place, my silver medal, Matthew Lincoln. Sup, brother? Welcome to the show. Third and final position, and you guys know I love it when a Raiderette, blah, blah, blah. Karina Trujillo. All right, we got through all of that nonsense. Now we can actually talk about football. Wait a minute, I have some more things to shout about. Just kidding. All right, so welcome to the show. Lance Sanfilippo, Bobby, that just rhymed right on time. I didn't plan that. Lance Sanfilippo, Bobby Ware, always there. Vernon Moshman, how you doing, Vernon? Welcome to the show. Dustin King. And Dustin King, you and Josh were just off tonight. I mean, it's weird. Denton Rhodes, Space Force. I've been getting it, Denton. I really have. I've been on it lately. Chris Strong, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. There. Bill Cox, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Steeler Val and her son Tommy, my two favorite Eagles fans and Steelers fans. Although I never had those before. I love them to death. Joe McMillian, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Bear. Much love to you, James. Appreciate that. Also, Raider, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always there. President, TNBC crew. Wow, look at Jim watching on too. Miguel Garcia, 559 in the house. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. You changed your profile pic. That looks good. Chewy Herrera, what's up, Bear? Long time no hear. I know Chewy, right? I don't get too many Chewies. So when you're gone for a while, I know when you're back. You know what I mean? Welcome to the show. John LaJoy, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Okay, I think I've almost got everybody. Doc Raider, I see you there. Stephen Shaw, what's up? Christian Urenia, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Christian, great last name. I hope I said that right. Urenia, or is it Urena, like hard? Urena or Urenia, like Enya on the end of it. I don't know. And there's really no way you can tell me. So I don't know why I'm asking. Unless you want to sound it out or do Ebonics for me. Bear, first preseason game is Sunday. Louis Hallwin, I'm excited. It's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. We're going to see our kids run around and we're going to get our first chance to see who The defensive backs will be, and then the defensive linemen, and then we get to see the depth of those two positions, which right now is beautiful. Our offensive line starting to get some depth there. I'll talk to you guys about that in a second because that's kind of the first topic du jour here on R8RBEAR Live. And it was, I have my notes right here. And yes, unlike a lot of show hosts, I do take notes. I want to make that clear. I do everything else live. And so I don't know why that would be, like a shot at someone or something like that. No one's taking a shot at me, but I've noticed they're taking shots at other podcasters if they take notes. And I thought that was weird. I don't know. I mean, I know all of this, but I don't want to miss something. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, especially names, because I'm terrible with names. The Raiders season is getting ready to kick off. We already hear now that Alex Bars, Greg Van Rotten. Greg Van Rotten is the right tackle that we brought in formerly of the Bills. I'm really excited about him. I think he's going to make a push, not only make the team, but give us great depth. Because remember, don't forget, at right tackle right now, we have Jermaine Elemenor, but we also still have Thayer Munford right on his butt. Thayer Munford is playing great right now in camp and practice, whatever you want to call it. And then also Netane Muti, I wanted to bring that name up because that just automatically gives us depth. And then remember, you also have, see, I'm bad with names, so I wrote this down, Brandon Parker and Justin Heron, who finish out the rest of the right tackle, right guard side potentially of our offensive line. And if you remember those names, that's a lot of playing time. That's a lot of continuity there. I love the fact that Jermaine Elemenor is kind of leading the group right now. But with Thayer Munford right there, that gives us depth. And then you go behind him, you have Greg Van Rotten, etc. And so super excited about that. So don't hear the garbage when you hear the news and they say, oh, the Raiders don't have this and the Raiders don't have that. They always do this. Now, are they right? Sometimes, of course. We've been bad for a while. Okay. All they've got to do is just say the Raiders are going to be bad. You know what I mean? Nobody really remembers how they said the Raiders were going to be bad. You know what I mean? Even if they get that part wrong, the Raiders, they're going to have a terrible season. And at running back, the Raiders are going to struggle running the ball. And then Josh Jacobs has the year of his life, but no one remembers that part. They just remember that analyst 5 months ago saying, the Raiders are going to have a bad season. They're a bad team. And so they just keep doubling down on that until we prove them wrong. And most of you that watch my show, you've heard me say that. So I hate to be repetitive, but at the same time, I feel like I need to make the point again for new viewers and other people who are catching me just tonight, people who haven't been on watching me in a while. But I really think that this team is starting to show some identity. Now, it's too soon. It's too soon. I will give you sort of a state of the Raiders speech when we get to week 1. And it will be before the game. It'll be the lead up to game opener week 1. And I will give my synopsis. Woo! Big words on the bear. Tommy, look that up. But I'm going to give a state of the Raiders in the situation, basically at right tackle, at left guard, right guard, so on and so forth, and make sure that we're, on schedule. Because Dylan Parham, in my opinion, is going to be the right guard. If he doesn't get the job, that's a big sign that maybe something's wrong with Dylan Parham because he's been playing fantastic. So we'll see. All right, move forward. Jay Bumpers, yeah, you are back. Joshua Heron said Tyree Wilson. Tyree, he's supposed to be back at camp any day. And whenever they say that to you, say they said to you on a Monday, which is kind of where we are, obviously. If they said to you, hey, Tyree Wilson's right around the corner coming back, what they really mean is probably Friday that week. So probably this Friday or somewhere in that window, we're going to hear more about Tyree Wilson. And I would be lying if I said that I checked to see if he was on the field today. I didn't. And so I don't really know yet. All I've heard thus far leading up to this, as early as yesterday, was that Tyree Wilson was still, he was still not quite ready, but that he was ready to start practicing. He's kind of in the same situation Jimmy Garoppolo's in. They don't want to say he has restrictions, but they're going to bring him along real slow. Because especially with a guy like that, whenever you're a big man and you start to have problems with your feet, it usually leads to career-ending injuries. I mean, I don't want to say that because I don't want to panic Raider Nation, but it's just the god-dogginest truth that when big men start to have foot problems, that usually leads to their end. You saw it end Deion Sanders, he's a legend. You saw it end Shaquille O'Neal, legend. You saw it end Yao Ming, legend. These are all guys that are in the Hall of Fames. They're the collective sports, and they're all big men except for Deion. Deion was just, amazing on his feet, really hard on them with all the running over the years, past everyone. He was awesome. Okay. Jason Lale, what's up? Welcome to the show. It has been a while. Welcome to the show. Okay, so moving on. Marcus Peters is going to start. They haven't decided where yet, but the way he's playing, they've pretty much already made up their mind he's going to start. I realize I'm saying something most of you already know, but for those of you who thought that that was something up in the air, it's not. So really all that's left is filling that other island position opposite of him. Now, Nate Hobbs comes up with the fans, but it's just not really a great idea to me. You know what I mean? Nate Hobbs should be in the slot. You know what I mean? I just think Nate Hobbs should be in the slot. And you take him out of there and you start putting him on an island, he's going to get beaten. Now, the fact that Brandon Faison went down and got a little bit of an injury, and they're really not announcing too much about it, but I feel like he'll be back soon. I think he's just bumped up. I don't think he broke any bones. I don't think he tore any muscles. He just overextended something, I think. You know, and sometimes, honestly, those can be worse than actual tears and breaks because there's no way to have a timetable on an injury like that. Whereas on a tear or a break, they have medical data that gives them a time frame. So we got to just wait and see with Brandon Faison. And by the way, I'm a Brandon Faison fan. I know a lot of Raider Nation has an opinion about him. I'm giving you mine. I think Brandon Faison can play. I like that big DB. And I don't like the idea of judging him too harshly with what he's done the last couple of years, only because he's been on different teams. He was a Raider, then he was a Colt, now he's a Raider again, you know, different coaches, different philosophies. Daniel Smiley Balderas is on my show, and he's the guy that made me this welcome to Arizona Raider Bear patch. That's my guy right there. And I love this, man. I love this, man. You actually made my vest go on hold because I had most of the patches ready to go. And now that I've got that big hunka, I got to figure out where I'm going to put it. So now I had to stop, rearrange everything on my vest. You know, it's all your fault, Daniel. Let's see. Chris Strong said, see everyone in Dallas in a few weeks. Our club is tailgating big and blue, lot 11. Nice. Mark Vargas, what's up? Jacorian Bennett is playing very well in camp, John Leon, and John is letting us know that in camp he has 3 interceptions. And it's more to it than that, too. His footwork, his back pedal, his ability to get around and play the ball on a receiver, those are talents you usually learn as a veteran, and he's coming in the door with them. Add to that 4.3 speed. So on top of it, he's like just fidget quick, just, you know what I mean? And he'll be able to hang with all these wide receivers. So yeah, Jacorian Bennett could just climb right up the ladder and start as a rookie and a veteran on the other side, which is intense. You have the wily veteran on one side and the baby on the other. I don't care. It's crazy. And you know, the Raiders do crazy sometimes. So, hey, I'm all on board because I've heard enough. You know what I mean? I've heard enough. But between his college tape and then for him to walk around on the field and perform like this, you know, in camp against pros, I mean, I'm impressed. And he didn't do it against one quarterback either. That was the big deal. He got Jimmy Garoppolo and he got Aiden O'Connell. I don't know who he got the third one on, but I know he got both quarterbacks. Rude Boy Raider 305 in the house. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Julie Oxendine. Christian Urania, hello, handsome. Send me a friend request to become honest friends. You just got attracted to your nice profile picture there. Okay, get it, girl. Christian Urania, what's up, man? You single? That's an easy one, Mr. Raider Bear. Synopsis means a brief summary. That's my boy. Jesse Figueroa, what it do, Bear? It do well. We're talking about how the players are playing in camp, and it's looking really good. Owl's Ghost, what's up? Appreciate you tuning in from YouTube. How did I adore Day Raider Bear? I'm doing great, Steve Marchand. I think that's what you're asking. It kind of broke up. How I'd or Day Raider Bear. So it seems like you were saying, how is your day, Raider Bear? So I appreciate that, Stephen Marchand. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. I saw something about the Raiders reopening negotiations with Jacobs. Have you heard anything about this? Yes, Doc Raider, I have. And if you remember correctly, I told everyone that he would be back by week 1, but there was no doubt in my mind about it. Now that we hear about Saquon Barkley in New York getting a little new deal, the league is starting to kind of, how do I say this? The NFL, the owners and the commissioner want the players, how can I say this scientifically, to shut up. It's bad PR for the running backs to keep going on and on about they're underpaid and the owners won't, respect our position and blah, 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 blah. So with that being said, they made just enough leverage that some of the teams now are coming forward and they're giving the running backs these little piddly bonuses because in effect, Saquon Barkley got $2 million, which I'm saying that's piddly, but in reality, it's not, obviously. We're all real people. We know what our bills are. We know how hard we have to work to pay them and, get our kids new shoes and jeans and things like that, and then pay your electrical bill. And, obviously, I'm not trying to depress everyone. So I'm going to get off that tack. But my point is that they're going to give Josh probably another $2 million. They're probably going to go the same route as Saquon Barkley. In other words, not pay more, but pay the same. Now, they would argue that Saquon Barkley is the, premier, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's all BS to me. Josh Jacobs was the best running back in football. He was the best running back in football last year. He proved it. So if you're going to give him a bonus, it should be more than Saquon Barkley's. He should be established as the highest paid running back, at least underneath Christian McCaffrey with the 49ers, which is an outrage because he's just a little tiny bodybuilder that gets hurt every year and he gets all this chunk of money. No new linebackers yet. Darn sign that is. Bill Cox, on the contrary, let me go back to my notes. Robert Spillane has stabilized the middle. Brian Flores, who coached him in Pittsburgh, told ex-Patriot staffmate in Las Vegas that they were going to love him, that he's a perfect fit, and it's exactly that. I actually told you guys that when we got Robert Spillane from Pittsburgh, that was a big get, that he's going to be nice for us. He's already come in. He's earned his spot already. He's already commanding the guys on the field, moving them in and out. He's one of those guys that he doesn't just bark out calls. He does it with authority. And so the coaching staff is really excited because he's not trying to be a bully. It's more of like a Captain America attitude. He's got everyone kind of listening in and following him because he's making reads, he's making defensive changes, and he's making the right calls. So not only is he showing his continuity and the fact that he knows the playbook and the defensive adjustments, but he's also calling out the correct ones and putting guys in positions to win on defense. Excited. Because remember, guys, part of improving a bad defense isn't just getting better players. Sometimes it's adjusting who that player is in the middle, calling the signs. Because if he's not doing a good job, then that can hamper the defense just as much as having guys getting injured and so on. And now, without further ado, I would like to whisper to all of you, this woman that needs no introduction, but has one of the best in the business, that red-headed lady of rage. Woo! The Mama Bear! Ah! Hi, Mom Bear.
Hello.
You're looking so RN for Ellie.
Yeah, got on my RN for Lifer shirt. rnforlifer.com.
Woo! Sponsors the Bear, and the Bear sponsors them because they're dope people. Check them out, rn4lifer.com. Now, honey, do me a favor for a second and just move your hair away. Like, there you go. Now hold still for a second. Now, you see how it says RN4L Life? Don't do that. You type in RN4L Life and then add an R at the end. If you type in RN4L Life, you will get a long education about nursing and nursing staffs.
RNs.
Because it's registered nurses for life. See, they use that too. And so you got to know where you're going. Add that R.
Hi, Steven. Hi, Shendrell. Oh, I like that. Shendrell.
Isn't that beautiful?
Shendell. Oh, no, Rendell. I don't have my
Rendell. What are you doing? You got him all shaquiquid.
Rendell. Sorry, Rendell. Butchered your name without my glasses. Hi, Bob.
All right. Getting back to it. Bear, what's your prediction on how good our defense can be between 1 and 20? What would our defense rank this year? Okay, I'm not even willing to necessarily say they're going to be in the top 20. I'm not. Now, the reason why is because if we were 21st or 22nd, that would still be an improvement. like a drastic one, because I think we've been in last or second to last or like third to last for like the last few years. And so if we could get in the top 20, that would be awesome. Now, my opinion personally is that we will, if the Raiders have the courage to start Jacorian Bennett. Now, he's going to make mistakes at first. He's probably even going to give up a touchdown or two because he's going to get burned by some of the veterans who will try to take advantage of his athletic skills and his desire to be aggressive. But I don't care. Let him go out there. Let him get beat. Let him learn that he can't do it all with his athleticism, that he has to watch tape, that he has to see their plays and their formations and understand a wide receiver's breaks and how he comes out of them and read the route he's in. So, or does he have those skills? Because he's shown a whole lot of others. So we'll see. But I would say start Jacorian Bennett. If not, I like Duke Shelley or David Long. But again, though, we have some depth in the room. And doggone it, if Amik Robertson is still a Raider. I mean, that guy is tough, man. He's tough, man. Amik Robertson has been rumored in bye-bye for like 2 years now. And yet every time he comes back to camp, he does something and the coaching staff says, damn. You know what I mean? But he came back with a little bit more size, a little bit more muscle, looks fast, you know, making decisions quickly. Looks like he's really in the understanding of this defense, and to remove him might be a detriment to us. You know what I mean? Because he's showing that we may have been a bad defense, but it may not have had to do with him individually. So I would say if they don't start Jacorian Bennett, and we have a guy like Duke Shelley, who I happen to like, or David Long, who I happen to like, I would say the defense will be ranked 22nd because I still like what I'm seeing. I still think the defensive line is going to make a real push for once. We have some guys on that line that they're going to come with it. Jenkins is going to come with it. That guy collapses the middle of the line. So quarterbacks won't be able to step up. So he's going to be sitting there on a post waiting for Chandler Jones or Max to come around and give him the hoo-hoo. So we'll see. Put foots in him. Rendell Rose. I know, Rendell, we just butchered your name, man. I feel terrible about that. I mean, not really, but I do. Tony Carpenter Evans, what's up, love? Welcome to the show. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, Travis Kelly? Do you think that Aiden O'Connell will get the majority of the first preseason game? Jim Vanderland, he might get it all. I don't see any scenario where you would have Brian Hoyer out there for more than a few snaps. You know what I mean? It just wouldn't make sense. So even if you have Brian Hoyer start, he's not going to play in the second, third, and fourth. I can almost guarantee you that. And maybe not even Aiden. In other words, Aiden O'Connell may get late first quarter, all of the second quarter, and then you give Chase Garbers the third and the fourth to keep, you know, Aiden O'Connell from getting injured. Because a lot of you, you look down on preseason games, and I get that. I do too, to a certain extent. But it is a good coaching tool to see where your players are. But more importantly, there's guys like me in there who, you know, if I went for a tryout right now and made the team long enough to get to the preseason, I'm just going to get cut because physically my body wouldn't hold up. I would start breaking down and so on. Okay. Now that's what a lot of these other players are doing. These are guys that are destined to be working at Walmart soon. Now there's no shame in that, but this is just the truth. Their level of football when it's facing other guys and you look at the depth chart and the spots you may need, you're just going to have certain guys that are going to lose a job even if they can play a little bit. You know, you see it all the time. So those guys can make the game dangerous because they over try to make the team. So they'll do things that are risky, leap into the air and land on a guy's legs or drive through a guy's legs and twist and end up hurting a guy that's important to the team. He's just young and they were trying to get a look at him. You know what I mean? So I don't like Aiden O'Connell in there more than a quarter and a half and then let Jacobs take it the rest of the way. And then I would put in Brian Hoyer. If anything, maybe you do let Aiden O'Connell start and then give him all of the first, some of the second, then you bring in Brian Hoyer and Chase Garbers like that. That might work. Because I would put a lot of confidence in Aiden O'Connell to get to work with the ones, even if it was only for a snap or two, even if it's for none to get to start the game. He'll know it's all on him for that time period. So I like it. Rendell Rhodes agrees with me. He says, Amik is a dog. He was making mistakes, but he seems to slowly get better. He really does. And it seems like when he has flaws, he comes back and he seems to have corrected them. You know what I mean? Even when they said, you know, he could get a little bigger because we want to, if we have him out there, we're going to need him to help against the run. And sure enough, he comes back and he looks like he's gained a good 10 pounds of muscle. So I like that kid, man. I really do. He's got heart. Travis Kelly. Marcus Peters said now his dad can finally wear his jersey. His dad's a huge Raider fan and he refused to wear any of his other jerseys. That's a great story. But to be honest with you, Travis, Marcus Peters is already as motivated as he can be. You know what I mean? He loves Oakland. He loves the Raiders. He loves Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch is his cousin who got to relive his dream and end with the Raiders. And now we see that Marcus Peters may get his dream and end with the Raiders. So this is beautiful. I mean, obviously he will. We just have to see it on the field first. You make it official. But super excited about it. Navajo Raider, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always there for a Raider Bear. Troy Gill, how you doing? Glenn Medina, what's up? Welcome to the show. Mark Alvarez, family in the house. Nicholas Maida, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. Okay, so let me keep it going. Marcus Epps and Trayvon Merrick are making huge strides at camp. More importantly, Marcus Epps, it looks like, is starting to instill some things into Trayvon Merrick already. And people are talking about it at camp. And you're seeing it in reports. Trayvon Merrick is getting better. He looks bigger. And I love the theme. Almost everyone came back in rock solid shape. Have you noticed that? You haven't heard one complaint about anyone showing up fat or out of shape or not ready. Not anyone, unless they were already on the injured thing like Tyree and, our quarterback. But outside of that, everyone showed up just chiz. You know what I mean? Amir Abdullah, I was stunned when I saw Amir Abdullah. I mean, his neck and just up here, he got big. You know what I mean? And so he's taking this opportunity seriously. He sees what's going on with Josh Jacobs and probably understands that he might get a shot. You know what I mean? Not to mention, too, I wanted to go back to this real quick. Robert Spillane, and you're going to love this because when I heard this, I got really excited. Robert Spillane has taken Divine Diablo under his wing, has already said loves him as a player, young, tough linebacker, and already feels like they're going to have a Batman and Robin thing from day one. Talked about how smart Divine is, and this is the best part, how coachable he is. And whenever you hear a guy say that, you know what he's saying. He's saying, hey, this guy's not a jerk. You know what I mean? When I'm trying to teach him things, he doesn't go, yeah, I know that already. You know what I mean? Or whatever, I get it, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And his ego, gets trampled on. No, Divine Diablo is acting like a sponge and saying, okay, let's do that. Okay, I got it. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Okay, I got it. I understand that. You know what I mean? And it's just totally being a super team player. I totally love Divine Diablo. That guy has just really turned out to be such a great guy and player. And just year after year, you hear about him growing and learning on tape and his body. And I think this might be it. With Robert Spillane giving him that much more confidence and understanding, I think Divine Diablo is going to be vicious this year, guys. I mean, like really step out where when we watch games at the end of the game, when we're all talking as friends and Raider Nation family, we're going to basically say, hey, man, that guy's jumping off the screen. You know what I mean? I think there's a real chance because I think his mind had to just catch up with his physique. He had the speed, he had the strength, but his mind reading things, he had to catch up with that. Then once he did that, he had to get better at shedding guys. Once they get to blocking him, he would struggle sometimes to get those guys off of him. He's got to learn those little tricks that get those guys off you, shed and get moving. And part of that is gaining size, and he's done that. So super excited for him. Navajo Raider, I featured one of your patches the other day, and it did really well. Everyone was really excited about it. And I'm going to do it again probably tomorrow. Just love those. Yes, Nicholas Maida, it is great. Corinna Trujillo, Raider Bear, I sent you and Mama Bear a message in Messenger, a small video of my granddaughter. I'm growing her to be a Raider fan. Nice, Corinna. I'll go look for it. I apologize. All right, let me see. Rendell Rhodes. What's up, Rendell? Welcome to the show. I think that's Kenny Blair and Justin. That gave me stars just now. I really appreciate you guys for that. Remember, stars contribute to the show. Go directly to charities like the Kind Fund, Kids in Need of Desks, where last year we sent 28 kids in Africa to school. That's right. We paid for their education, you, Raider Nation, and us, just by auctions and selling shirts and stuff. It's been incredible. We also work with PFA, or Punks for Autism. Punks for Autism, and I recommend everyone that's watching, when you're done with this, go check out Punks for Autism. If you haven't seen it, I'm telling you, they will have a shirt on there you love. And just buying the shirt contributes funds to autism research. It was set up by my brother, my wife's little brother. And he's my brother-in-law, but I don't call him that. He's my brother. I love that kid. And so check it out, Punks for Autism. Dustin King Bear, you better give me something optimism about this year. I want what we can look forward to. I'm definitely looking forward to our new child and what he had to say about him. Okay, Dustin, the first positive thing I want to give is this. I think that there's a real chance. Rendell Rhodes, yes. Zeus has gotten huge. He's gotten huge. Okay. I'm sorry, Dustin, back to what you were asking. I think that there's a real chance that the team is going to play very well. Now, I think that Jimmy Garoppolo is taking some of the trash that Raider Nation has been throwing his way personally, because he's never felt that before. With the Niners, they didn't give it to him because he didn't really have the really big injury history yet. He looked like a young up-and-comer that, got banged up here and there while he was with the Patriots, but it was small stuff, a thumb injury he had at one point, then he had a concussion, which is, a serious thing, but I mean, you get better and you go out there and play. It doesn't, it's not your bones. It's not x-rays for broken bones and torn Achilles and things like that. He was essentially healthy. Then he gets to the Niners and just keeps breaking down. And he really, if you really think about it, he created his injury history that all of us make fun of with the Niners. So they let go of him. Now he's with us. Well, now we're sitting here going, well, wait a second. What about his injury history? Well, what I would say to you guys about that is this. Oftentimes surgeries, say like Tommy John surgery, there are more cases than not. When Tommy John surgery is done on these athletes, they're coming better, and they're actually better physically than they were before the surgery. And so now with Jimmy Garoppolo's foot having gone bad, hopefully the surgery is going to correct the issues and he's going to be able to play through the season with us. They've already talked about an orthopedic shoe that they're going to have him in. It's going to have extra padding in it. It also has more of a mobility lock to it, where the, how like when you first push your foot into a shoe, the top half that laces over the top of your foot, there's usually no padding there. His has padding there. So that now if someone even steps on his foot, it won't make his foot compress and then break bones or re-aggravate that injury, hopefully. You know what I mean? But they're going at this aggressively to both keep him on his feet. And, he did have a rusty day. He had a good day, a rusty day. And then he came back a little bit and he completed his passes and he looked pretty good. But the defense did make him look pretty bad on one particular day. He's always been yoked. He almost died at birth, but it's Zeus's legs where we're worried about calf issues. Yeah. And the problem is, Travis, it's on both legs. That's why I'm more interested in what Josh is going to do or Amir Abdullah. I have no interest in Zamir White. And I apologize to Raider Nation for that, because I know a lot of you really love that guy. He's got the coolest nickname and he does run hard. And I like the player. But what I don't like is bringing in a guy from college that already has that extreme of an injury history. It's too extreme. You know what I mean? Okay, Julie, this isn't a dating show. We're going to take it easy on the dating questions. I have no autism passion. Navajo Raider, what? You do? Oh, you got to show me that, man. Okay, nice. Louis Hogan Bear, we have depth finally at the cornerback position and on the offensive line, in my opinion, on the right tackle side specifically. At the cornerback position, let's hope our secondary stays healthy and can kick some butt. Louis Hogan, not only do I agree with that, but I would take it further and say, I think Marcus Peters is going to have a good year for us. I think he's going to play smarter than I was giving him credit for, because he is, he does have that kind of, gangster Oakland mentality, which I know everything about. I was born and raised in Oakland. Okay. Well, I was born and raised in Oakland. Then I moved to Livermore and I was raised my second half there, high school and stuff like that. But I would say this to you. I don't I don't think I gave him enough credit. I think that he may have been that way and yet still put up dope numbers. So if he was doing that when he was kind of flighty and younger and aggressive and immature, what's he going to do with us now? Mature and pretty much still super athletic. I mean, he doesn't have what he had, like Jacorian Bennett when he came in the league, but he still got it. I mean, Marcus Peters can run. Let's see. Oh, Navajo Raider. Okay, my bad. I'll send that to you right away. Tony, make it dip. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Tony, now Tony Savecka is encouraging this. Come on, Tony. Byron Young is back. Is there any word on Tyree Wilson? Byron Young is back. We're excited about that, obviously, but you got to take it days, a day at a time. Whenever it's a big man and it's injuries below the waist, you got to go slow. So I see Jenkins getting a lot of playing time, and one or two of our other defensive tackles more than likely before he necessarily hits the field. I think they're going to take their time with him, with Byron Young, because he's young. So. Okay, so let me see here. Going through my notes one more time. Yeah, I mean, I remember bringing up in my notes that we're getting better in the middle, and I wanted to talk about that, but I lost my page where I was more specific. I kind of made notes about it, but I was more specific about it with actual player names. But I think that the improvement in the middle is going to be there when we start shifting guys around big time. You know what I mean? And then there was a defensive that was called a black ops defense. And I actually was teaching you guys about it once in a part of last year when the Atlanta Falcons were starting to use it. Now, basically what it is it's an opportunity to, how do I say this? It's an opportunity to change out defensive tackles on your defensive line and make it more about the offensive, instead of defensive tackles, you have defensive ends and sometimes even linebackers lining up in front of the offensive lineman to use drastic speed and try to wedge through and get a better push. And sometimes the offensive linemen have a harder time with the smaller, faster linebackers than they do with the gigantic defensive tackles, who are just obviously much easier to find. If you're trying to block an elephant, you're going to be able to find its body. If you're trying to block a tiger, you have to be more careful because the way it moves, it's organic, it's athletic. Same thing here, same principle. You're taking out the elephants and adding a lot of lions. Even though the lions are facing elephants, they're going to conquer what they do with speed. So I'm excited to see if they actually run that. Breeze Raider Nation, what's up? Welcome to the show. Hopefully is the key word about Jimmy Garoppolo. Didn't he throw a bunch of interceptions last week? I hope he's awesome this year. He threw 3, Nicholas Meta, and that is a lot for camp, especially when he's kind of going through vanilla plays and they're walking his foot through it slow. But that's actually also something of a statement on the defense, who were cutting rough routes, who were reading routes. Marcus Peters, I know, got one of those. And so it's going well. I think the defense is going well. And I think him playing vanilla isn't going to be enough against the improvements we've made. Michael Guerrero, what's up, Naked Raider? Welcome to the show. No, I did not give him that nickname. He gave himself the name Naked Raider. Travis Kelly, so bear. With Raider ticket prices exceeding all other 31 teams, with all that revenue, why would Mark Davis have to sell minority stakes in the team to the likes of Tom Brady? And does that extra revenue help us, or does extra revenue help us, or just the league? Okay. Great question, Travis. Okay. First of all, I don't know exactly what it's called. And when I say this, I might be wrong, but what I'm not wrong about is the information. But I believe it's called an annuity tax. Now, I don't know about that for sure, but the way it works is if someone else owns a valuable property of some sort, and then you want that property, or they bequeath it to you, or whatever the case may be, even if they sell it to you, you are ordered to continue to use the facility the same way it's been used for at least 2 years before you do anything else with it. So, for example, if you're bequeathed a house and your grandmother gives it to you in her will when she passed away, once you get the house, the bank doesn't want you to just flip it. So what they do is they'll say, you can just go ahead and sell the house. But if you do, you have to pay us $250,000. It's a huge, sometimes it's more, depending on the size of the property and things like that. So he was going to get hit with that. So he needed to get another minority owner to spread out that hit. So now if they do take the hit for it, it's spread through the other owners, and Mark Davis takes less of a hit that most people are whispering he wouldn't have been able to afford. So he literally had no choice but to bring in a Tom Brady. Now he could have brought in a lot of other, rich people, but it makes more sense to bring in a football guy, a guy that the league knows. Let's be honest, a guy that a lot of the league loves, whether he cheated or not. He won a lot of rings, and he's considered the GOAT. Not by anyone with any sense, but he's considered the GOAT by many. So it brings a lot of PR. And then remember too, the story, the hurricane that was the Tuck rule, and a Patriot now being a part owner of the Raiders, and it being the very player that was in the Tuck rule. See, all that drama draws attention. Attention is ratings, tickets, sales. It just is, you know what I mean? And so that's part of why he did it. He had to do it, but better to do it with a Tom Brady and get the name recognition too. The extra revenue always helps, but it doesn't help by much because it's not much. They don't get that much. It gets spread throughout the whole league. So James Walker, what's up? I'll appreciate that, Navajo Raider. I'll get right on that. Elephants are scared of strong mice. I agree. Julian Miguel sitting in a tree kissing. Woo, stop it. What's up, Raider Bear family? Samuel Guerrera, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Do you know if Jimmy Glass has gotten a full practice in yet, or are they still slow walking him because of his foot? He's been getting in full practices, but not working out for the full practice. So in other words, he shows up like all the other players, and he doesn't leave until the other players. He just doesn't work the entire time. They give him breaks, and then they're also giving him certain days off. I can't remember exactly how the schedule broke down, but it was like he would train on a Monday and then train on a Tuesday, but very lightly, and then have Wednesday off, and then train on Thursday, and then have Friday off, that kind of thing. Is there any truth about Adam being Trey every time he makes comments? He be quiet and play. Troy, I haven't heard anything along that line. Tony Carpenter, Evans giving you the business like I was just giving you the business. He says, Mr. Travis, Mark Davis isn't getting the extra revenue. That would be going to the PSL holders. I pay $200 per seat for 100 level, but I sell my tickets for $500 and I pocket the extra 300. Look at you, girl. I'm like getting to where I admire Tony Carpenter Evans. I don't just like her now. It's like, damn, dude. Learn something hanging out with this lady. Let's see. Guy that fumbled the ball. Chewy Herrera, okay. Cheat and go. Yeah, John, that's the point though, is people are too used to the garbage and desensitized to bad opinions and bad people. And so when they do those things, they just kind of go, I'll get over it kind of thing. And that's what people have done. They've just kind of gotten over it. Hey, Lynn. Aubrielle, there's something at the door. So anyway, it's just people look past it because they feel like he still threw the balls, guys still caught him, and he still won the games. But when you know other teams' cadences and you know what they're going to call and things like that because you cheated, I mean, is it really that impressive that they won then? I don't know if I agree with that. Let's go with, I know I don't agree with that. You should win fair and square. By the way, we always talk about what he did and how he did things and how he cheated and so on and so forth. What about all the workouts by other guys on other teams that he stole victories from by cheating? He didn't outwork them. He didn't outtrain them. He just basically got their playbooks and got their cadences and knew what they were doing, and then just went out there and cheated his way to a victory. It's just silly. And I don't know why anyone would ever give that any credibility ever. Hey, Aubrielle, can you go check the front door? see if that one got her. All right, I was using Google. My house is so techie now. We had a real estate agent that was helping us, and she was like, you can do this, and you can do this, and you can do this. And I was like, Jesus, I can turn on my alarm to the house. I could raise my air conditioning up or down, just playing with my phone. It's pretty cool. Works for me, because at least it gets things done. Okay. Mr. R8RBEAR, do you think the Washington Commanders will be better now that Magic Johnson bought them? I'm only asking because they are a rival to my Eagles. That's a great question. And Tommy, honestly, everything Magic touches improves. Magic has a way of putting pressure on things by saying, hey, I'm the Magic Man. Everyone expects things that Magic touches to turn to gold. So if this isn't working, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? We got to put money into this. We got to invest into it. We got to make this happen. Because if we don't, I can't be associated with it. I'm a winner. You know what I mean? And Magic Johnson, business-wise, he conveys that point well. You know what I mean? I've heard him say it, but he says it with that big rosy smile on his face. So nobody ever gets mad. You know what I mean? Seabass eligible for the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I mean, but that was to be expected. You know what I mean? The man's really good. I mean, he's just really good. Now, as far as, again, going back to the Commanders, Tommy, I don't think they're going to be better anytime soon. Your Eagles will go completely through their Super Bowl window before he's any good. So, Alexa, create an announcement.
What's the announcement?
Would one of you two silly girls go and get the package on the front porch? You're driving me crazy.
Announcing.
Would one of you two silly girls go and get the package on the front porch? You're driving me crazy. Oh, man. Louis Hogan said, Bear, I was surprised that Jacobs is coming in at number 11 on the top 100 of the players list. The writing is on the wall. Let's Josh back on the field. Louis, yeah, not only is he going to be back on the field, he's going to get a little bump up, and he deserves it. And so I'm looking forward to him getting on the field and us getting back to running the ball hard. I think it'll be pretty cool. Okay, sorry. Reset that. Whoops. Just take that up like that. There we go. Okay. Ravis Kelly, I don't know if those reports are accurate. I actually saw something about that too. I couldn't imagine that Magic Johnson would want to change the name back to something that's been deemed a racial slur. So although I'm not going to say you're wrong, I'm just going to say I doubt that. I doubt that. Now, business-wise, if it's just about dollars and cents, then maybe he does it. Because the Redskins name and logo is, it's $1 billion property. And so by changing it to something else, it's no longer $1 billion property because now you have to start it all over again as far as the sales for it. So whereas with the regular Redskins name, you're guaranteed, billions of dollars every decade or so in just jerseys and things. In jerseys and hats and things. Yo, Bear, do you ever plan on coming back to California? Tone, I already am making sort of a schedule where I'm going to be flying back out to California periodically every few months or so. I still have my mom out there. And so I can't not, even with her blessing and family and so on, I can't not see my mom. You know what I mean? I have friends that they go without seeing their mom for years. They move somewhere else and they don't see their mom and dad for a year. I'm not good. I can't. I'm a mama's boy. I'll admit it on camera. So yeah, I will be back. Wagner, the UDFA, 6'8". Any news? Denton Rhodes, all I know is he's fighting for a job still. I don't think he's off the squad. Last time I reported. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, no, because I want to make sure you weren't thinking of the running back, but that's Walters. That's not Wagner. I was mixing that up. Stop that, Miguel. Or Michael, excuse me. Carrera. No, Navajo Rare, no. Stop that. Tony, make a dip. I appreciate that, brother. Much love to you. Much love to you. I really appreciate that. one time for my guy, Tony Naked Dip. Just became a supporter again of Raider Bear Family and Raider Bear Family page. I'm full-blooded Navajo, and I want the Cleveland Indian back. Navajo Raider, I have seen that before. And other Native American groups say that they're not tripping about it. You know what I mean? They don't see the term Redskin or the Cleveland Indian. Now, in the Cleveland Indian sense, though, if you really look up the history, the Cleveland Indians were actually honoring an Indian warrior that was well known in history. And of course, I don't remember his name. I apologize for that. But the Cleveland Indians, I know their story. They were literally honoring this particular Indian by making him the logo. So this particular American Indian. Okay, or Native American. Okay, now, in the instance of the Redskins, they were owned and run and created by a Ku Klux Klan member who also was a Grand Dragon. That means he was like deep in the racism. Okay, and he came up with the name Redskins as a way of saying, look, we chop off their heads. Look at that, because it came from an era where you were still, about cowboys and Indians. And so he thought it was good PR for his fans to see the American taking out the American Indian. And I think it's disgusting personally. I think it's disgusting. Not the Cleveland Indian one. I didn't have a problem with. They almost need to change it back because the name they came up with is terrible. Isn't it the Guardians or something like that? It's just terrible. The Washington Redhawks. See, now Rendell Rhodes is already giving you solutions. I love that. Yasuke Dabunaga, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. He said, I miss you. I miss you too, brother. Welcome back. Travis Kelly, there's still the Chiefs and the Braves. Travis, not only is there still the Chiefs and the Braves, but they still go, ho, and do all that stuff. And it's just, they don't understand. That's not just a song. It's not just chanting. It's a religious dialogue that they're using. It's part of their religion. And you're mocking it in a baseball game. I don't mean to be too sensitive. Sorry, the black guy getting sensitive about race. What a shock. But this is my birthday month, and I'm requesting for donations be made to the New Mexico Autism. Oh, that's incredible. Right on. I do sell my tickets to Raider fans only, but I've sold out this season because I want the fan to get the experience. Right on. Mr. Raider Bear, I did pretty okay shooting for the first time. Grampy and Uncle Jim said, I'm a natural. Nice. Way to go, Tommy. The famous native was Jim Thorpe. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Been away too long, missing my bro, Joseph Bear. Kevin! Kahu Hano Hano! That was for Honey. Don't get excited, okay? No. That was for Honey, okay? Kevin, I'm always glad to see you. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. I always say Kevin Kahu Hano Hano is the only other guy who not only looks like he could be my twin brother, but is living life with a beautiful wife and great kids. And I love seeing him. It's just blessed. Okay, so I can take this off my screen now. Moving forward, there's going to be some excitement coming, I think, pretty quickly, because I think the Josh Jacobs thing will get done this week. Now, don't hold me to that, but I'm going to make that prediction because they're going to want this to be done. They're going to want him in and be done. Uh-oh, we have a debate going on. Was it Jim Thorpe or was it Louis Sokolexis? I think it was probably Louis Sokolexis because Jim Thorpe doesn't sound very Native American Indian. Oh, Travis, stop. I just put a new picture of me riding it tonight just before I was going to go on air. I had maybe 40 minutes before I was supposed to be on air and I was across town on the whip, just ripping it 30 miles an hour. You heard it right. 30 miles an hour, tops out. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, brother. It rides clean as a whisper. It's got matching it's got matching brown leather handle grips and seat. It's G'd up. It's got a 26-inch front wheel and a 20-inch back wheel. So it's real low rider. I got my butt. I freaking love it. If I can change it to monkey bars, I'm going to change it to monkey bars. I just don't know if I can. But I'm going to give it a shot. All right, moving on. Frankie Raider Valou, what's up? Welcome to the show. Yeah, Frankie Raider Ballou says Raiders are killing it on the D in preseason. Let's go! Don't do that, Frankie Raider. Okay, it's almost the end of my show. You get me all fired up again. Yeah, it was. He played there, but there. Okay, very cool. And so, yeah, the new e-bike is doing great, Travis Kelly. I'm super excited about how the defense has played, Frank Raider Ballou. I think that we actually have some depth at corner and at offensive tackle now. Defensive tackle and linebacker, not so much, but I like what we've done at linebacker so far. We brought in 2 guys from the Steelers and one undrafted free agent, Zach Thomas, I want to say is his name. I know it's Thomas, but I'm messing it up. He's from North Carolina State. Look it up. Anyway, that guy had a 90-plus run against stop rating at middle linebacker while he was in school. And so he's going to stuff the run for us big time. Alexa, resume. Nice. All right, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force. For all you do, the energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice. Active and veteran, much love. That ain't no decal, okay? It don't wash off. You see them a lot on guys' arms or on their legs, their shoulders, their back, their calf muscle, all that stuff. What? You see very few Raider fans who walk right out into the public with it. It's never covered up, okay? Raider Nation, La Raza, okay? And if I have to put these knuckles on a bull, put these paws on them, they're going to feel Raider Nation, you know what I'm saying? No, you don't know what I'm saying because I'm a goodie, but that's okay. Check me out tomorrow at 8 and again at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. tomorrow. Raider Bear family page. Hey, bloopers! No bloopers. No.